So the question of the demon Amen came up in some comments recently, and I promised I would do a bit more research and just talk about that. So let's do that today, shall we? Alright, when it comes to the word Amen, especially when we use it at the end of prayers, and you'll find that even demonolators use this word Amen at the end of prayers. And people say, yeah, but it's all Christian. It's actually not. So if you have a look at S. Connolly's works, she actually mentions it in there. And to use Amen at the end of a prayer actually is referring to Amen Ra. And Amen in this instance is the hidden secret God. And so what you're doing is you are sending out the prayer to the hidden secret God. And if you are still uncomfortable with using Amen, then you can replace it with something else which represents that hidden secret God. And in some instances, people will end prayers with Satan. In some instances, some people will actually end it with Nama or Atem, for instance. So I think the main point here is don't think that it's purely Christian. It has references to something a bit older than Christianity itself. Now, the actual demon Amen. If you look in the Goetia, you've got a demon called Amon, and this demon Amen is not related to the demon from the Goetia, from what I can understand, from what I've found anyway, let's put it that way. I'm sure some people will create a relationship between the two, or find a relationship between the two, and maybe they have worked with the demon Amen and the demon Amon and found that there is a relationship somewhere. Sometimes we find that specific demons have a relationship to each other. They may actually be different aspects of the same entity, for instance. So that's quite possible. But from what's been mentioned, there is no relationship between the two. The demon Amen is found in the Ars Theurgia, which is one of the books in the Keys of Solomon. Now, this demon is in the hierarchy of Uziel, who serves under the infernal emperor, Amenadiel. If you've watched the TV series Lucifer, you would have come across Amenadiel. Not quite the same being, though. Amenadiel was actually an angel, one of the first and loved angels of God, but became a fallen angel. The etymology of the name's a bit it's not really that well known. It's a bit iffy, sticky, bicky, itty, that kind of thing. But from what we can gather, the name Amenadiel itself actually means divine punishment. So there's a whole aspect of Amenadiel being a fallen angel, fell out with grace of God, etc., etc. But Amen falls under and serves Amenadiel in the hierarchy that is mentioned in the Ars Goetia, the Ars Theurgia, not the Goetia, Theurgia. So when it comes to Amenadiel, as I said, a bit different to what's depicted on the TV series Lucifer. Amenadiel is actually considered in some places, especially in a book by Johannes Trithemius, a book called, let me just get this name right, Steganographia. Try and say that 10 times fast. But in the book, Johannes Trithemius actually mentions that Amenadiel is an aerial spirit, and quite often thought of to be sort of an amalgamation, a combining of Michael and Javriel. And this aspect of being an aerial spirit actually places Amenadiel between earth and heaven. And so there's an earthy aspect and also an airy aspect. But being placed between means that Amenadiel is not, well, usually considered to be both good and evil, but in my understanding, my interpretations of that, it's neither good nor evil. It's a neutral ground. It's a neutral type of spirit, very much like all of the demons themselves. They are neutral. They are neither good nor evil. So Amenadiel falls into sort of that area as well. But to get back to Amen. So Amen falls under Amenadiel. It's under the hierarchy of Uziel. And Amen is affiliated with the West because Amenadiel is the king of the West. So Amen obviously falls into the same area. He is a chief duke, which has 40 lesser spirits underneath him. And he has the power to reveal hidden treasures and excels at hiding things himself so that they may not be discovered or stolen. Now you find a lot of spirits, especially in the Goetia, that fall into this aspect, this area of being able to reveal hidden treasures. And this aspect of revealing hidden treasures, I think a lot of us feel like it's kind of like it's going to lead you to a box of gold or something like that that's buried in the ground and you're going to dig it up and have this box of gold. It's not quite the same thing. To reveal hidden treasures would be very businesslike, in a business sense. So it may be revealed in such a way that a deal comes along and you can snap this deal up, which will bring you a lot of money, or something which is there. In those times when you're trying to get your finances together, things aren't going so well and you're trying to think, what can I do? And all of a sudden this thing just comes out of the blue and it gives you the money you want. That's the kind of hidden treasure that we're talking about. When it comes to hiding things, this is a very handy little thing actually, because it can be knowledge, it can be your property, it can be anything that you want to hide away from people so that it won't be stolen or discovered. But that's the demon Amen. And just wanted to talk about that because, as I said, it came up in comments. There was a question about it. And because Amen is usually related to the ending of a Christian prayer, there's kind of this thing of why is there a demon called Amen? And it's, as I said, the word's a lot older than Christianity, so don't get too fixated on the Christian aspect of the word itself in prayer or when it comes to the demon. So that's it for this week. Pretty short one, just wanted to mention that. And this Friday on the Black Hat Chat, we are going to be doing part 2 of the divination discussion, because there is a lot to discuss. In fact, I was having a chat with Kai, and it looks like we might end up having a part 3 actually. So I hope you can join us on Friday. It's 4 p.m. GMT, live chat on YouTube channel or on Twitch. All of the links are in the description, and we've got some exciting things that we're going to be incorporating onto Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. So tune in, listen out for that, and we'll let you know what's going on. I'll probably also mention it in another video on a Tuesday, so everybody can get involved basically. All right, so I hope you have a brilliant week and hope to see you on Friday in the chat. Cheers.